Okay, this is going to be the other part of the um, high school whatever video. Okay, I didn't go to your average, typical, whatever, high school. I went to Lutheran High with a graduating class of like 28, I think, in my class. I went there because my brother, who was 2 grades above me, didn't want to go to the local public school for whatever reason, so he opted to go there, so that's where I ended up going. All my friends, of course, went to the local high school, so that was fine, whatever. I got good grades first couple of years because I actually have something upstairs, and when I apply it, I actually can get good grades, and I was in advanced classes and whatever. But besides that, I wasn't your typical student. Needless to say, most of the students went there because they'd gone there for their whole previous years of school. They'd gone to private junior highs, private elementary schools. They were used to that kind of environment, and so that's where they fit in, which was perfectly fine with the faculty. I, on the other hand, wasn't that way, and so I wasn't afraid to stand up for myself when I was being harassed by the faculty and stuff like that, but yet I didn't give them a reason to kick me out. I wasn't disrespectful. I didn't make a scene. I learned real quick where there's a fine line between giving them a reason to kick your ass out and standing up for yourself and everything else, and doing the right thing while not giving them enough reason to kick you out. So that's what I did all 4 years. I think the first picture will show you how small my school actually, or my class actually was. So this is my entire senior class. I am on the far right. I'm wearing a black sweater, and I'm standing next to a guy, and we're kind of like off to the edge. So keep that picture in mind, okay? If you remember, so remember that picture for a reason, because they used it for the same, for the background for the senior wills pages, and if you remember, I was on the bottom right hand side, far right. Yeah, okay, that's me. That's me with my head behind somebody's paragraph. I don't take this one incident too personally because there is somebody else that also has their head behind somebody's paragraph. Very, very poor editing, to say the least. But yeah, actually, I don't even remember if I actually wrote a senior will or not. But needless to say, even if I did, it's not there. Okay, next. Okay, I think the next item to mention is the senior best page. One of the ways that I attempted to try and secure things that I wanted in my senior year, like the yearbook and stuff like that, and I tried to get involved to the point where I could at least have some kind of oversight, so that my school didn't pull anything like I expected them to, but I guess, my involvement could only go so far. I ended up suggesting for the yearbook, one of the yearbook pages, a senior best page. It's like the typical, best smile, most athletic, most likely to succeed, crap like that. And so my friend and I were in charge of the layout and producing this page. We were supposed to, as a class, we suggested like the different categories and stuff like that, and the teacher tried to shoot down the whole concept because she said, oh, well, some people might get their feelings hurt if they don't get picked, so we had to figure out categories so that everybody out of our 28 students, so that everybody was in something, And I ended up suggesting was one of the categories most unique, which made sense to me. The teacher tried to say that was a bad idea and to say that wasn't going to happen because some people that if they got the picked as most unique, they might take it as like being put down, like they actually were like the oddball. And I was like, no, because it was a given that I was gonna get that category, and I didn't take it as anything other than the way I was taking it, so I didn't see a problem with it. And she seemed to have an issue, so I should have taken that as my first sign. So, okay, here's the page. Basically, the layout's pretty self-explanatory. Everybody is, pictured together with the person who also won that category. All except, if you notice on the middle left hand side, there's one individual by himself. That picture was not there when we submitted our layout, but as you can probably guess, that category is most unique. This is a close-up of the picture next to the one that actually ended up being printed. This is the one that should have been printed, the one in color. As we knew it, that's what was going to be there. And when it came out, as you can see, it says most unique, and it has the boy's name and Shelly, and it says Shelly not pictured. Besides the fact that she spelled my name wrong, she didn't even bother putting the other parentheses at the end of after pictured. Real professional. One thing that I looked for the 3 years leading up to my senior year was the quote that I was going to put next to my picture in the yearbook, my senior picture. And I finally found the perfect quote, and it's by Nietzsche. With my picture on the left in comparison to the teacher's pet of the yearbook on the right, it's obvious that I had plenty of space to spare, and there was really no excuse for what they ended up doing to my content, as you'll see in this one second. What my quote was supposed to read was, "The surest way to corrupt a youth is to instruct him to hold in higher esteem those who think alike than those who think differently." Like I said, that's by Nietzsche. This is how it was printed, however. The handwritten part, obviously, is what they left out, and that's my scribble. But what they ended up printing was, "The surest way to corrupt a youth is to instruct him to hold in higher esteem those who think differently." So basically, instead of supporting me and defending me, it actually insults me. Last but not least, I wanted to end this on a good note. This is an example of a page that shows a teacher that was true to himself and true to his Christian beliefs and the qualities that they're supposedly practicing in day-to-day lives. He actually did that. He was putting on this play called Ordinary People, and he had one spot that he needed filled in the cast. It's a tiny spot, and he talked to me and said that there's this one character. She meets the main character in an institution. Was put there because she was suicidal, and she ends up, I think, killing herself. He said, "I need somebody to fill it. Would you be interested?" And so we kind of made jokes about me being typecast and stuff like that, and I did it. So here's that page. The teacher actually is pictured in the top right corner, and that's me in the bottom left. Okay, I'm out of pages to show you, and it's a good thing because I'm also out of time. So I guess that's it. I'll talk to you guys later.